Recorded Books presents Dark Water Daughter by H.M. Long, narrated by Maura Quirk and Samuel Rukin. Part 1. From the Word Book Alphabetica, a new word book of the Aeodines. Gisting, a non-corporeal creature from that world which is other. Grown within Gistwolds, they inhabit wood of various forms and are predominantly utilized in the figureheads of ships. Once merged with the vessel, their task becomes one of maintenance and guardianship, protecting their new host from the rigours and threats of the winter sea. See also Strangers, Woodwhite. Chapter 1. A Song for the Noose. Mary. The first rain I called was misty and fine, billowing down the slate hills east of the Gistwold. It crept over the roof of the inn, the steeple of the little stone church, and the jumbled roofs and chimneys along the river. It muffled the violet gold morning as it came, diffusing beams of sunlight into an otherworldly haze. I remember how that rain felt. Heady and sweet, bold and bracing. I remember how it collected on my cheeks and the leaves of the yew above my head. That rain was my quickening, the moment my sorcery awoke in a lilting child's song. My mother found me beneath the yew, brushed dirt from my frock and took my face between her hands. Her wrists, mottled with scars, funneled my gaze into wide-set blue eyes, each iris rimmed with wisps of grey. "Never do that again, child," she told me, her voice cool and level. Over our heads the yew rustled, and water fell from its narrow leaves in an innocuous drip. "They'll take you away if you sing like that. Do you want to go away?" I shook my head, unsure and unsettled. What I wanted to do was speak. I was dying to, with the wind curling in my lungs. I wanted to sing, to soothe the ache of it. But when my mother used this tone, I dared not disobey. "Then hush." She put a work-worn thumb over my lips. Every inch of her was rugged, from her fraying brown braid to the muscles of her upper arms, taut beneath the sleeves of my father's jacket. "You don't want to end up like your mama now, do you?" That was the day she returned to sea. The summons had come, and there was no escape. She murmured in my father's ear, kissed his cheek and stroked my hair. Then she perched on her sea chest, strapped to the back of a mud-splattered coach, and trundled out of sight down the long road between the Gistwold and the Slate Hills. She watched me as she went, her gaze at once a farewell, a warning, and a reminder of what she had said. She did not return. War had sparked again, a great war in a line of greater wars, and my mother's place was with the Queen's fleet and the tens of thousands of men and women who protected Aeodine's shores. But even in her absence, I heeded her warning. I did not sing again. Not in the way that might command the wind and the clouds, and, some said, water itself. I did not sing again for another 16 years. By that time I had already begun to follow in my mother's footsteps that led me to the gallows and a rough hempen noose. There my descent into depravity would soon come to a sudden swinging stop. "Abatha Bonning!" a justice in trim white wig and black tricorn hat declared from beside the gallows, backed by the thick stone walls of Fort Almsworth and a single pacing redcoat. The redcoat glanced down but continued his route, the barrel of his musket resting against his shoulder, muzzle pointing towards the sky. "That's not my name," I mumbled under my breath, though my heart hammered so loud I could barely hear myself. My skirts and bodice were soiled with dirt, and my shift and stays soaked with sweat despite the cool autumn day. I quaked against the noose.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.